There's relationships that last a lifetime, and some of them have been right here in this school. One of the young men that I met with this week said the best years of my life were at CHS. It was a taste of heaven. I didn't even ask him about CHS. He said this on his own accord. And I wonder how many more would give similar comments about their time here. How can one school be so consistent in its impact on students? I believe one key answer to that is found in the theme verse for tonight on the back of your program. Would you please turn there? And in this dim light, those of you who can see it, please read it with me. Let's repeat Psalm 78, verse 4. We will not hide these truths from our children. We will tell the next generation about the glorious deeds of the Lord, about his power and his mighty wonders. Did you see what you said twice? We will tell them. Asaph begins this psalm, I will tell you a wise saying. But he quickly moves from I to we. Because if the next generation is going to be impacted with the gospel, it will take all of us working together. We means partnership. We, the school, the home, we must work together. But we must tell the next generation who the Lord is, what he's done, and what he is doing today. We all must pass on our faith to the next generation. CHS has existed these 40 years to partner with parents to fulfill their calling to their own children. There was a time that I wished that this partnership between school and home were closer. It was over 20 years ago when we received one of our first foreign students. She was from Japan. Her classmates loved her, and so did I. To make her more comfortable in her new surroundings here in the USA, I told her that I was available to meet with her anytime and I would answer any question. One day, she took me up on that offer. Knocking on the door of my office, she reminded me that I said she could come in anytime and ask any question. I can still hear her voice. Chaplain Matthews, may I ask you a question? Sure. How may I help you? Expecting her to ask a question about a Bible verse or how to make more friends in her new home here in the USA. In a shy, soft voice, she said, Chaplain Matthews, what is the impact of Christianity in European economics? Her question stunned me because she was only in junior high. Have you ever had one of those times that you look around the room and you're looking for someone else to answer the question? That was a time I wish we had greater partnership with parents. I could have easily told her, please go ask your parents, but that would not work. I just want to say this tonight, that if any of you want to ask how I answered that question, I have one simple answer for you. Go ask your parents. You know, one key measure of quality education is the questions students ask. We've got a lot of students who have graduated from here who continue to ask questions. They continue to learn. They continue to grow. Some are even questioning their faith. But we believe that the foundation that was poured out here will prove strong in their days ahead. We must work together, and that means partnership. I remember another day when a young man in his senior year of high school came to my office gleaming as if he had found a hidden treasure. With great joy, he told me that over the weekend, he sensed that God had called him to change his college plans and prepare for ministry. This bright young man had already been accepted to a prestigious college for engineering, but now he wanted to embark on a new path. After listening to him and praying with him, I sent him home to share his thoughts with his parents. As he got up to leave my office, I gave him this command: honor your father and mother, submit your plans to them, and God will bless you. I knew these parents. They loved the Lord and they loved their son, and they told him to stay the path he was on. Test the calling in your first year of engineering school. I'll never forget when that young man came into my office disappointed that he couldn't move immediately into the plan that God had given him. But because he heard the word of God and he honored his parents, he went to engineering school. God confirmed his call during that year. His grades were excellent and outstanding. But after that year, after honoring his parents, he went to Wheaton College and now is a pastor serving here in New England. Why do I tell you that story? Because it's partnership. It's parents who love their kids and love the Lord, and it's quality people here at the school offering partnership. There's another partnership that I will never forget. The day that Dan Vinton came to Bible class to teach chaos theory. Now let me explain. Chaos theory was not discovered by visiting one of my classrooms, but rather it's a branch of mathematics. The theory seeks to prove that within apparent randomness of seemingly chaotic events, there are underlying patterns. This is math's way of saying the crazy random circumstances of our lives have design and purpose. Does this sound familiar to you? And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose. You see, that day I could have taught Romans 8:28 to the students, but Dan Vinton made it memorable. The partnerships here in the school, partnering with parents for the good of their children, has had impact for a lifetime. CHS has worked hard to develop partnerships with the home and the faculty, but also partnerships in mission. The summer mission program here gives students the opportunity to live out their faith in cross-cultural ways. It is more than just listening to Bible, it's living the Bible. I have a question for you. How many times did John Nair take students to Mexico? And what was the result? One of our students, a graduate of CHS, has an outstanding ongoing ministry in Chiquila, Mexico to this very day. It was our partnership with the parents, with the home, and in mission that inspired some to find innovative ways to serve people around the world. Sean Haggerty, CHS's chaplain, was on that very first Mexico trip. And he has developed an amazing missions emphasis here at the school. My partnership with Sean goes back over 20 years, and he has done far more here than I ever dreamed of. With tremendous joy, I get to share this message with him, with Sean, one that I have learned so much. Partnership. We working together. It's the only way we will impact the next generation.